One of the most important and rewarding parts of genealogy is sharing what you have learned with others. Perhaps as a result of what you have shared, people have asked for your help with their own genealogy. Imagine with me now for a moment that a friend asks you for family history help, which of course you happily agree to. As she explains her questions, you begin to panic. Where is Jilin? What is a Jiapu? And there are all of these letters that look nothing like English, and you're supposed to be the expert, and the world is ending, and you might as well just give up now, right? It is totally normal to feel overwhelmed when things like this happen to you. Today's video will address using the research process to solve problems like this one that are outside of your area of expertise. One quick note before we begin. This video will use the word expert to describe someone with more experience in a specific area of research than the average person, not necessarily someone with formal training or professional certification. The research process will help you address the needs of anybody. It is a step-by-step guide for research that includes gathering known information, choosing a research goal, finding relevant information, evaluating what you discover, and sharing what you learn. These steps will help you identify what actually needs to be done and will give you a plan so you don't get too overwhelmed by the unfamiliar. Step 1 is to gather known information. Ask questions that will help establish a clear research goal, like, what are you looking for? Or what are you hoping to accomplish today? Ask further questions to clarify what the person needs. Returning to our friend from before, she might tell you that she's hoping to understand more about her maternal grandfather, who passed away before she was born. Further questions in this case would mean asking things like, what have your parents told you about him? While gathering information, make sure your friend is asking for the right kind of help. A friend of mine who came to the Family History Center recently knew that he had Chinese ancestry and asked me if I could provide Chinese research help. I was excited and went to help him, and as soon as I began to, I learned that he didn't have any information about his parents or his grandparents yet in his tree. What he really wanted help with was actually figuring out how to set up a family search account, and I didn't need to use my Chinese experience. Many people, especially beginners, will ask for help without really knowing where they need to start. Once you have finished gathering known information, we are brought to step 2, which is choosing a research goal. This usually involves creating a research question. After discussing with your friend, you decide to ask the following. Qiu Xiansheng, your friend's grandfather, was born in 1965 and was married to Wang Mei in Jilin Province, China. Where was he born? Now, let's pause for a moment. What do you notice about this research question? Names, dates, and places are the focuses of your friend's research just as they have been in your own. In fact, the structure of this question is probably the exact same as the questions you already solved when you began conducting your own research. I think that's just the coolest. Even when places vary so vastly, people are people, and these essential research focuses will always be the same. You can do this. You have been doing this ever since you began doing genealogy. The third step in the research process is to find new information. Finding resources can be tricky, especially when you don't have much experience in the area you're researching. But with our friend the internet, we can do much more than we could on our own. Returning to our example, your friend tells you that she has some family records, but she can't read the language they're in. Google Translate, online dictionaries, and other resources are great tools for language interpretation, and some OCR software can help with interpretation of languages in lettering you don't understand. For help understanding the geography outlined in the book, Google Maps and other online cartography sites would be of great use. To learn about history, Wikipedia is a free resource that will give a basic understanding of most historical events that will help you in your research. Last, but definitely not least, the Family Search Research Wiki and other sites like it are invaluable in situations like these. So much can vary from place to place, especially when it comes to records, which is why many people get discouraged or confused. Tools like the Research Wiki are extremely helpful in understanding this. These sources have often been created by actual experts in their respective fields and are literally built to help inquisitive people like you. The fourth step in the process is to evaluate the new information. Discuss with your friend the records and information you found, but especially evaluate how you got there. Recording this information, particularly how you found the records you did, will not only help your friend in her future research, but will solidify what you learned in both of your minds. This is part of organizing your findings in a way that is easy to make sense of. The last part of the research process is sharing what you learned. This, of course, is to help future researchers, but I think it can serve another purpose. You just did something incredibly hard. You worked outside your comfort zone to help someone in need. Don't be prideful, of course, but allow yourself to feel good about it. Sharing what you did will give you the self-confidence you need to solve similar problems in the future. Now, what happens when you and your friend have searched and searched and searched and cannot find anything about her grandfather? Contacting a more experienced genealogist may be necessary. If this happens to you, don't let yourself feel bad. It's totally fine to reach out to experts, both those with experience and those with more professional training. As you reach out, do so with specific questions and with organized information. The research you have done may well be a stepping stone for your expert to find what they need. Even if it isn't, you can find joy in knowing that you gave your all to help someone, which I see as a great success. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, and remember, you can do this.